We're living in an era of mass extinction, one unmatched in the last 66 million years since the dinosaurs were wiped out. Over a quarter of all mammal species and 1 in 8 bird species are on the brink. But can AI help save them? Today on Shift. It is not only natural disasters and climate change that threaten wildlife. Poachers, for example, kill over 20,000 African elephants every year. Rangers in national parks have been struggling to prevent the practice, but Dutch non-profit organization Hack the Planet has developed an AI camera system to detect poachers and sound the alarm in real time. And a trigger warning: viewers might find some of the following imagery distressing.
African elephant populations have fallen drastically in the last century. One major cause: poachers. They want their ivory. To stop them, the non-profit organization Hack the Planet has found a way to modify their existing camera traps.
These cameras, we call them the dumb cameras. We make them smarter. So we modify them a little so that they are enabled to communicate with a box that we created. We manufacture these and make them able to communicate and send the photos wirelessly. And we analyze these photos using AI. So we have a machine learning algorithm on there that analyzes the photo, and then we immediately know what's on the photo, if it's a human or it's an elephant.
If a person is detected, an alert is sent to rangers immediately. This way, they can react quickly to potential poachers, which wasn't possible before.
These ranger units, oftentimes they just find an elephant carcass, and then the poachers are already gone, like maybe 1 week or 2 weeks ago, and they don't have any information to go from, because they don't know where they came in or where they went out, because it's such a huge area.
The smart devices make it much more likely to catch intruders in real time. They work via satellite and don't need Wi-Fi. Countries like Gabon, Zambia, and Zimbabwe have already implemented the smart camera traps. For the endangered African elephants and those who protect them, the technology could mean the difference between life and death.
In India, elephants encounter different dangers too. Around 20 of them are hit and killed by trains every year. That's why an AI warning system is being installed along railroad tracks. Sensors identify vibrations on the ground caused by elephants and send warning signals to prevent collisions. It's undoubtedly an issue, but one dwarfed by the threat of global warming. 2023 was characterized by devastating fires around the world: Greece, Spain, Hawaii, Canada. In Australia, AI technology is now being used to help protect animals like the kangaroo and the koala from the effects of bushfires.
A koala is on the move under the cover of night. Just like these wallabies, the kangaroo's smaller cousin. For Australian wildlife conservationists, these images are a small victory. Using camera traps, they are trying to find out how well different animal species are recovering from bushfires.
So the camera detects the animals by a combination of movement and heat from the animals. So as the animal walks past the camera, usually around where the bait station is, it gets triggered and takes 5 quick photos of the animal as it comes past. Yeah.
Erin Greenville researches in the iconic Blue Mountains, west of Sydney. The area is a tourist draw, but is also prone to bushfires. That's why it was included in WWF Australia's large-scale camera sensor project, Eyes on Recovery. About 1,100 camera traps were installed all over the country, especially in areas damaged by the bushfires of 2019 and 2020. The cameras generate millions of photos. AI helps researchers analyze the data.
The artificial intelligence is actually enabling them to sort through these images much more rapidly. So it's basically improving their efficiency so they can go out and do other work that they need to do to manage sort of species recovery, for instance.
After collecting the photos from the cameras, researchers upload them to an AI model called Wildlife Insights. The Google-powered platform has a database of over 35 million images and is being used by wildlife organizations all over the world. The AI detects what kind of animal is seen within an image and labels it accordingly, helping research move along more quickly.
We find ourselves in this point in time where climate change is meaning we're having more frequent fires, not just in Australia, but across the entirety of the world. So projects like Eyes on Recovery that develop technology that can help us to assess impacts more rapidly are just absolutely crucial for understanding future fire events in Australia and across the world.
While the Blue Mountains look lush and green now, it is just a matter of time before the bushfires return and the animals suffer.
The system won't save the animals in the event of disaster, but knowing where they live and how many there are is extremely important for conservation. But how do the databases work? We asked them to explain it for us.
It's as easy as drag and drop. Researchers upload photos to Wildlife Insights, and within seconds, image recognition AI identifies the animal.
So when a researcher, a biologist, uploads their camera trap data to the Wildlife Insights platform, our artificial intelligence model looks at the images and based upon what we've shown it before, makes a prediction on what it thinks it sees inside the image.
The AI matches the photos to animals it has been trained to recognize. The database contains entries for over 3,000 animal species. A value of 1 means absolute certainty. So 0.99 just from this image of an elephant's trunk is very close indeed. The AI isn't always that confident. For example, when distinguishing a leopard from a jaguar. On some platforms, the AI can even recognize individual animals. Sharks, for example, have unique patterns on their skin, which allows them to be identified. The algorithms then match the patterns, like facial recognition software. Whales can be clearly distinguished by their tail fins, allowing researchers to learn more about their movements. That, in turn, can lead to better conservation for the marine giants.
But sometimes pictures alone aren't enough. Whales, for example, rarely come to the surface. That's why scientists also use sound to find out more about them. Sounds like this. What you're hearing are the calls of various whale species recorded in Alaska. Sound samples like these are collected worldwide. The problem? Microphones fall victim to interference, but with the use of AI, researchers are able to filter the interference out and hear their calls.
AI in our field is mostly an efficiency thing. If you apply AI, it kind of figures out the easy decisions for you, and then it lets your expert look at the areas where the AI isn't so sure, and it allows the experts to do what they do best to validate. And the AI really takes a lot of the brute force out of it. So we've estimated that it saves as much as 96% of our time.
The sounds can even be assigned to individual whale species. But why is this important? Well, some species like this right whale here are critically endangered.
We found a call, just kind of a cryptic call. We didn't know who it belonged to, but we thought it might be potentially a right whale call. We're able to search our entire data set. We would never have been able to do that without AI. And for a population of 30, every data point counts because they're super rare. You really don't expect to find them. So having tools that allow you to comb these huge data sets, leave no stone unturned, is essential for populations like that.
But it's not just our ocean giants that are threatened with extinction. Insects in particular are at risk. European bee populations are declining sharply, but AI can help here too, by showing us what bees really need to thrive.
If bees could design their own garden, it would look like this. At least according to Alexandra Daisy Ginsburg. The garden in front of Berlin's Natural History Museum is her art project, and an algorithm has chosen which plants are to grow here.
every time we run the algorithm to create a new planting scheme, the algorithm is optimizing the planting choices and arrangements to serve the most diverse group of pollinating species possible. So bees, wasps, moths, ants, and many more.
Following the algorithm's specifications, Ginsberg and her team planted 7,000 plants here in the heart of Berlin. The project is called Pollinator Pathmaker. To develop the algorithm, Ginsberg and her team researched the exact needs of local pollinators. The algorithm then generated a planting schematic with 150 plant species. It even calculates how the garden will change throughout the year.
So the algorithm chooses plants that are appropriate for each location, so the soil conditions, the sunshine, so on, and then it arranges them. It takes a subset to create unique schemes every time, and then arranges them in ways that suit different foraging styles and optimizes to serve all the different insects.
Pollinators locate their food in different ways. Some insects, such as bees, memorize the locations of flowers and develop efficient flight routes to visit thousands a day.
The algorithm anticipates the pollinator's flight paths. That's what the planting pattern is based on. It looks unusual to the human eye, but is designed around the way insects move around the garden.
You can use the algorithm yourself to calculate a plan for an insect-friendly garden, free of charge. The web-based tool is optimized for European wildlife, but models for other regions could soon follow.
AI can comb through huge amounts of data very quickly, helping us understand local greenery and even large and complex ecosystems. This new technology has become an integral part of conservation. That's all from me. Take care. Till next time. Bye.